Okay, we are rolling. Hi, Rob.
Hello.
I'm really into your new music, and I love the album title, The Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
You have an ability to put a bunch of wild words together and turn the titles into real thinkers. I mean, like, a listener can read the album title, interpret the words, and get kind of an idea of what's to come when the music starts.
Hopefully.
Well, it's like, you know, kind of zany and far out, and
Yeah.
the music brings you somewhere else too. But do you have a real intention when coming up with album titles, or is it just another way for you to get stuff out of your head?
Oh, God. Well, I guess seriously, I like to try to think of an album title that you've never heard before. Even though it's probably one that you cannot remember. Because nothing bothers me more than when I see like the same title on multiple records, and I'm like, come on, man, there's a lot of words out there. And I don't just string crazy stuff together, even though it sounds like it, and maybe, well, I mean, maybe I do, but I spend a long time on the title, and it changes constantly. Mm-hmm. Like, as I'm recording, when I first start the record, I don't know what anything's going to be called. I don't know what it's going to sound like. And then as the record starts forming, I start coming up with multiple titles or ideas for titles.
Right.
And then by the time the record's done, I usually have what I think might be the title. And everyone's like, what's the title? What's the title? I'm like, I don't know yet, even though I do know. And then I start messing around with the artwork, and then I'll change the title again because I'm like, oh, now that doesn't look like that and it doesn't fit. So as random as it may all seem, I spend a lot of time trying to figure it out. And, you know, hopefully it does, when you're done listening to the record, what may sound like nonsense before you hear the music, after you've heard all the music, you can think to yourself, well, of course, the only thing this album could have been called is the Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy.
Without a doubt. Like, I totally agree. You have to listen to the music and then you totally get it. But let's break it down.
Uh-oh.
The Lunar Injection. Okay, lunar is moon, right? So the moon injection.
Yes.
Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy. Okay.
I don't think I'm capable of breaking it down.
Okay, no breaking it down. So there is no, it's just a groovy title for a groovy...
Well, it's, no, I mean, in a weird way, it's like, well, what does the title mean? The title means the sounds coming off this record.
I get it.
To say it means something else would be like, well, why doesn't it mean what this record sounds
right.
like? You know?
Okay, yeah, that totally makes sense. I get it.
Good, I'm glad. Okay, hit me with the next question.
Okay. I want to do a breakdown.
Oh, God.
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to do it.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I'm making it up.
All right.
Okay. So we'll go in order of the tracks on the record. Expanding the Head of Zed.
Expanding Head of Zed?
Oh. Is it Expanding the Head of Zed or the Expanding?
Expanding Head of Zed.
Oh, well.
I'm not
maybe
sure who's right. I think I'm right.
Oh my God, that's too funny. Okay, whatever. Anyway. It's the intro, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can agree on the intro.
It's the intro. It's we should look that up.
We'll fact check that later.
The facts are in. Mr. Zombie does not know what he's talking about.
Okay. It begins as like this hypnotic tone. It's like, oh, I really dig it. Okay, and it's like the hopefulness of the hallelujah all the way to the end of insanity. I can't wait for what's to come on this record. It's like so awesome.
So you're saying it set a tone for you?
It did set a tone for me. Yeah.
Right.
Is that a real recording at the end that you sampled?
Well, first let me just say, there's no illegal sampling going on anywhere on this record. It's something we created. It's all like pieced together things. There's a million little things going on there. I don't remember exactly what's mixed in there. Sometimes when I put out headphones, I'll go, oh man, I didn't realize that sound was in there. I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
But really, the whole point of that intro is to set the tone for the record, because you put on a record and I you know, you can just have songs, that's cool, but I always want to be like, okay, I got to get the people who have been doing something else in their life to settle down and set the tone for what they're going to do now, which is listen to this record. Kind of like, you know, really interesting credit sequence on a movie or something. Just get you in the mood for, boom, the meat of the movie.
Yeah, it really does that. You really get that point across. And I can see it as a great, you know, you always have intros to your live shows when we get back to live shows. Like, that's a great intro for that as well.
I feel like I think of records sometimes the way I think of movies. They have to be broken down into acts. And I feel like it has to have a beginning that leads you to a certain climax, and then you have a middle section, and then it's going to mellow out and kick back in, have a big ending, and then it's going to have a way to wind down on the end. It can't just be like, I mean, it can be anything, but for me, it can't just be like, I like it to be a journey. Those have always been my favorite type of records. And shows, and I apply it to live shows too.
And a journey I will take.
Hallelujah.